Dream patterns as early warnings. How recurring dreams, nightmares, and symbolic imagery reveal. Inherited issues, generational curses, are rarely invisible. They leave traces in both the waking and sleeping worlds. Dreams, in particular, serve as one of the earliest and most reliable indicators that a bloodline pattern is active or attempting to reactivate. Because the subconscious mind is not bound by the same filters and defenses as the waking mind, dreams can bypass denial and present the curse's architecture in raw symbolic form. For those who pay attention, these patterns often appear years before the curse fully manifests in waking life. Why curses show up in dreams? Spiritual agreements, whether made generations ago or in a person's own lifetime, do not only exist in the physical realm, they occupy energetic and spiritual space. Dreams act as a meeting ground between these realms, making them an accessible channel for communication, warning, and reinforcement. Curses often use dreams to test boundaries, probing for agreement from the dreamer. Maintain emotional imprints such as fear, shame, or helplessness. Replay ancestral trauma as a way of normalizing it for the next generation. Signal the next stage of the curse's intended progression. Common dream signatures of generational curses. While dream symbolism is highly personal, certain recurring themes tend to appear when a curse is operating. 1. Recurring locations. These are often tied to actual sites of ancestral trauma, the family home, land that was stolen, a specific body of water, or a neighborhood where key events occurred. Example: a person repeatedly dreams of wandering an abandoned farmhouse without knowing it matches the description of their great-grandparents' foreclosed property. 2. Ancestral figures. Deceased family members may appear in dreams, sometimes offering guidance, but often acting as enforcers of the curse. Holy ancestors bring peace, clarity, and encouragement toward freedom. Non-holy ancestors, still bound to the curse, bring confusion, guilt, or pressure to conform to destructive family norms. 3. Predatory pursuit. Dreams of being chased, hunted, or stalked often signal that the curse is in an active enforcement phase, attempting to prevent escape. Example: a teen repeatedly dreams of being chased by a faceless figure whenever they begin to consider opportunities that would take them away from family influence. 4. Cycles of loss or failure. Dreams where a breakthrough is always interrupted, running toward a door that never opens, arriving at an exam unprepared, or watching valuables disappear can mirror the curse's pattern of near success followed by collapse. 5. Elemental imagery. Certain natural elements in dreams often carry generational weight. Water drowning, floods, or dark water can indicate unresolved emotional trauma or buried family truths. Fire destruction tied to anger, judgment, or cycles of loss. Earth collapsing ground, landslides, or burial imagery often signal instability in the family foundation. Air, windstorms, or suffocation can represent the spoken word as a weapon in the family line. 6. Repetition across generations. In some families, 2 or more relatives, often years apart in age, will have the same dream imagery without ever discussing it. This shared dream pattern is a powerful indicator of inherited spiritual influence. Why these dreams are ignored. Many people dismiss recurring dreams as stress-related or meaningless. Families may even joke about them. Everyone in this family dreams about the old barn, without recognizing that they are rehearsing an unbroken agreement. The curse benefits when the dreamer fails to connect the imagery to family history, ignores the emotional charge of the dream, accepts the imagery as just part of who we are. Case example: the flood dream. In one lineage, multiple family members reported having the same dream of a flood rising in their childhood home. Each dreamer described the same detail: a locked attic door they could never open. Research revealed the family's ancestral land was lost during a literal flood, after which an ancestor entered into a spiritual agreement with a local power figure in exchange for survival. The locked attic represented both the unspoken history and the generational ceiling preventing upward mobility. Once the agreement was broken and the history brought into the open, the dream stopped for all living members who participated in the breaking. How to use dream patterns for early intervention. 1. Document everything. Keep a written or voice-recorded log of dreams, even ones that seem minor. Over time, patterns will emerge. 2. Look for recurrence, not just symbolism. The repetition of a theme, setting, or emotional state is often more important than individual dream symbols. 3. Cross-reference with family history. Compare dream imagery with known historical events, locations, or family patterns. The match may be stronger than you expect. 4. Test the spirit of the message. Ask, does this dream leave me with clarity, peace, and strength, or with confusion, fear, and heaviness? This can reveal whether it's a holy warning or curse enforcement. 5. Respond proactively. If a dream clearly reflects the curse's pattern, address it both spiritually, breaking agreements, rejecting fear, and practically, altering behaviors or environments that match the dream's setup. Dream patterns often act as the earliest line of detection. They can reveal the curse's presence long before visible life events occur. Ignoring them allows the curse to move from symbolic rehearsal to tangible manifestation. Early recognition and action can not only prevent the dreamer from stepping into the next stage of bondage, but can also collapse the curse's planned timeline entirely. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and what you just watched is part of my signature program, the Chosen One series inside School of Soul. This series is not just a course, it's a blueprint for those who know they were different from the start: the black sheep, the scapegoat, the truth teller, the cycle breaker. Inside, you'll discover the family roles playbook, the golden child, the scapegoat, the enabler, the lost child, and how to finally step out of the part you were cast in without consent. How the black sheep becomes the goat, turning rejection into radical transformation and leadership. How to break generational curses and rewrite ancestral contracts so the pain stops with you. And how to recognize and escape modern forms of spiritual and technological targeting, from gang stalking to synthetic synchronicity. This isn't just about survival. It's about awakening, about reclaiming your voice, your lineage, and your destiny as one of the chosen ones. Click the link below to access the full series now, because the role ends the moment you decide it does, and the real script begins with you.